away for the bad seeds, Red Right, and you're listening to Russell Brand. This is BBC Radio 2. We're live. This is actually happening now. This is your life, you're living. Look around you, breathe the air. I'm here with Matt Morgan. He is my co-host. Hello, Matt. How are you?
Hello, Russell. I'm good.
Better than last week when you were stinking drunk.
I was a bit drunk, yeah.
Why do you come to work drunk?
You wouldn't have known I was drunk if I hadn't told you.
This would, because you're obnoxious and you caused a lot of worry and concern among your co-workers here at the BBC.
I was a good laugh.
People said that you were slumped lifeless in a lift and that people...
I wasn't lifeless.
People thought you were a vagrant.
I was slumping with style.
Elegantly slumped you were. What a show it'll be this week. We're all in the same room together. Me, Matt Morgan, Mr G, the poet laureate of the show, sat smugly in the corner with his new West End... Well, let's call it what it is, gay persona. Since he's become a theatrical night, Mr G he's taken to the role.
He's changed, hasn't he?
Changed. It's simple as that. He has changed. He's now. Where is your show? In case people want to go and see it, what is it? Go on then, tell us.
It's called Into the Hoods. It's at the Novello Theatre in Aldwych.
Theatre. Oh, it used to be theatre, didn't it? In the old days when it was all about hip hop, you used to like Ice Cube. Now if Ralph Richardson ain't in it, he ain't interested. He don't give a monkeys no more. You forgot your roots, mate. You forgot where you're from. What? Into the Hood? That's what it's called?
Into the Hoods, and it's about hip hop, and it's a fairy tale set in the hood.
What are you playing in it?
A hood.
I'm not remotely surprised. I've seen the way you live your life.
And I will be reviewing it.
On your cultural review, your new returning item.
Comes back when it wants to.
Occasionally it will come back, but of course you've got ambitions beyond your own cultural review now that you want your own heavy metal show.
Yes.
Well, I can't see it happening.
There's been a lot of interest.
Well, there has been a lot of concern. It's more than interest. People worried about their licence-paying fee being squandered on a show that's been called Special Interest and Unnecessary. A white elephant of a show, that's what it'll be. Hey, if you want to text us, why don't you then? 88291, or you can email russell.brand@bbc.co.uk. Perhaps you want to enter one of our contests. Perhaps you want to enter one of our... Oh, not contests!
Don't say
We do
contests.
not have contests on the BBC. We're too corrupt. We can't be trusted. Oh, there's a contest. Perhaps we could skim a few pounds off the top of the contest.
Stop saying things like that.
Right. I'd like to say what I just said then was both childish, malevolent, ill-researched, and in many ways the most racist sentence in human history. So, this is not a contest. What would it be? Items. If you want to be...
item?
Yeah, it's just an item, man.
An item with a winner.
An item, a meritocratic item, where the best merited person will get some sort of reward. There'll be a
What's this cardigan you're wearing?
What are you having to get my cardigan for?
It looks like sort of grey silk batwing cardigan.
Yeah, well, that is what it's called. It is a grey silk batwing cardigan. 'Cause I'm a Batman, I'm a dark character, I'm living the life in Hollywood. I'm back here in
What's
London.
this new leather jacket you've been wearing?
It's me looking nice. What's the problem? Jealous? Jealous of our nice look, swishing about through the London streets with my tan. Nominated for a BAFTA. Book nominated for some other thing, book award. Really? Some of them things can be voted for online. You know what you must do. Loyal, devoted
How do we get the BAFTA?
followers.
How do we get the BAFTA, which I'm also included in?
You are, because it's our company Vanity Projects. The whole show's nominated. It's not me as a performer.
Just say
it's
it
the whole
because
show.
I'm a director of the company.
What do you mean?
I worked on the show.
Yeah, but in a way, Matthew, we carried you through that difficult time. It's like sometimes you will employ someone. Come on, he's having a hard time. Can't you give Matt a little bit of work?
Get him to draw pictures. We need pictures. Give him felt tips.
Good, so Matt, we're going to need someone to draw a picture of the sun, but with a smiley face and sunglasses on, even though those things would be burned up by its core temperature. We were bloody helpful. If we win that BAFTA, mate, you'll be coming right up on that stage all night.
No, I will not.
You effing well will, mate.
That's my worst nightmare.
You like it, you're good. Remember when you're good? You're good, boy. You're good as all the other girls, aren't you? Go on, pull your PE knickers to one side. Adult, male, Matt Morgan. So what's weird about that then? Right, I've been saying for some time now, China, get out of Tibet. People didn't listen, now there's a civil war. I hope you've learned something. So when I say to you now... For God's sake, focus on, equality across the world. Perhaps you're bloody well listen. China, get right out of Tibet. Stop the madness. Stop all this mayhem. There's an email here. Is Matt drunk again? Says fuzzymonsters@gmail.com.
Oh, right.
Matt, are you
who's
drunk?
the alcoholic? Fuzzy Monsters or Matt?
It seems, Fuzzy Monsters, you have compromised your argument by being known as Fuzzy Monsters, you fools, you insufferable fools.
No, I'm stone cold sober.
Stone cold sober. Notice he used the word
grim
stone.
reality.
He's probably found another drug.
Stone? What drugs come in stones?
Stoned on a drug.
Oh, stoned. I
man.
thought you meant like rocks.
I'm stoned on a drug, people say, don't
That's what
they?
you used to be like.
I know, I loved the old drugs, didn't I, in the good old days. But
Wild. Everything was wild in those days.
Whoa, I'm the Lizard King. Am I spacing you out,
Ross,
man?
do you want a glass of water? Yeah, wild.
Oh,
yeah, right,
yeah.
the snake.
Hey, wow, do you know we're 90% water? You're just surfing on your own atoms, man. Why don't you, if you are a person, go to bbc.co.uk and look at me, right? Just look at me. There's videos of me on there, Matt. YouTube type things, you know,
Yes,
clippies.
yes.
There's me with Sharon Smith, stylist, assistant, friend. She's doing some dancing. I'm singing her a song. There's something else with me doing something else.
Sounds a
I can't
bit
remember
like
what it
that phone call you made just before the show.
is. What? Oh,
Go here and look at me. Listen to me.
listen to me. Look, God, can't you
Who
context?
was that person?
There's just a person in America. Just some people, Matt. You know, need
Go on the internet. BBC is one of the biggest websites on there. Listen to me. Just click on my face.
It takes
on
up
it.
most of the internet's taken up with the BBC website. There's hardly any room for the pornography now. There's so much of that on there. We've got some lovely items coming up later as well. Nanecdotes, where you tell us lovely things that your nan has said or elderly relative of either gender, most of which we think are lies. That's like, if you've got the nanecdote jingle to hand, mate, I could do some of the item now.
Oh, well done. Why don't you just
What do you mean?
stress me out?
Look at
I
him
was still going to
chomping
talk
on the
about that phone call.
Oh, okay, hold on. Right, what do I
Someone was
say?
being made to get on a plane against their will.
Look, Matthew, I've got to have some sort of a private life, haven't I? Don't I give you enough?
What about that person's private life?
That's gone.
Go and pack. Pack immediately.
Pack lingerie, dress like a trollop, behave like a mother, then this might just work. Come on, we've got lots of exciting things coming up. There's no need for any hullabaloo, any embarrassment. Let's bring up Noel Gallagher later, get him on the show. There will be our jingle race war. We listen to brilliant jingles people have sent in. Our item gay, where we help people with various gay problems that they may or may not have. Also, we've found out about, you know, Emu. Of course you know him. How could you not know him? Well, listen to this thing here. This is an email from Pedro Smith. What do you think, Pedro Smith already?
Possibly.
Hello, Russell, Matt and G. Emu is still going. He has a show on CITV with the original Emu's son. Well, that's unlikely that
Emu's son?
Emu's own son is operating him with a wing up his jacksie. No. I
In
wouldn't
a
like that.
turnaround.
Yeah, that's-
Bird operating the man.
Oh, I'd like that, though, in a weird way. That would be macabre.
Bird with her hand up a man.
Yeah, because a wing you could never
Sort
get
of thing
into
that
an
does
orifice.
happen in your life.
It's not a million miles from where I entertain myself in the witching hour.
Get on the plane. Bring your hand.
Go past that fellow and these two guys. And what's that there? It's all sorts of forbidden fruit. Later on, if we want to, we can talk to...
So hang on, so that's Rod
what?
Hull's son. That's
Rod
not
Hull's
Emu's son.
Yeah, Emu hasn't had a son because he's not got genitals, sex organs, the capacity to create life. He's just some cloth, basically,
Of
isn't he?
course, he was just so miserable after Rod's demise.
After Rod's demise, his sperm dried up, pretty much. Dried up into an hardened crust.
Has he got legs? He has, hasn't he?
Yeah, they just dangle lifelessly, don't they, though? Let's not say any of those things. So, russ.brand at bbc.co.uk, or you can call us on 0500 288 291 if you'd like to have a phone call ignored by us, because we don't ever seem to take a call.
Yes,
Why
we
is
do.
that?
We take loads of calls.
Yeah, but we don't put them on the radio.
Well, yeah,
What?
because there's always the same people call up.
Yeah, nutters. But I love you guys. You lovable nuts. Hey, aren't we all just a little bit eccentric? Hold on, right, so hold on. There's some things I wanted to boast about. BAFTA, right? We need to somehow influence that into winning, because I'm not going that
How are the
ceremony if we
BAFTAs
don't
decided?
win.
That's what I wanted to know.
Isn't it that there's a group of people that vote for it?
It's a panel. Just heard that.
There's a panel, is there?
There's a panel.
We need to get to the panel. I mean, you know, if the mob can influence the outcome of trials, then surely we can influence this. So there's that. But the other thing, the book thing, that's voted online, so that we can definitely wrap that up.
Yeah.
So let's
What
get
is
that
it,
one.
though, the prize?
Best biography. I just get to stand somewhere and people go, well done, pretty much, I
Did
think.
you call it a biography?
Oh.
Of course, it was an autobiography.
Well, let's not get bogged down in language. I mean, it is, after all, just a writing prize. And also, what's this? Something else. Oh, yeah, what about my brilliant bloody Infant Sorrow, my record? Now, we all know in the film Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I play Alder Snow, frontman of the band Infant Sorrow. Someone somewhere has leaked the songs onto the internet.
Someone's
no.
brought them in his suitcase.
Someone somewhere is dramatically exaggerating their significance in this film.
Batwing cardigan stuffed with CDs.
If you look here beneath my veiny skin.
Oh, what are those bits inside? Like
What,
little,
inside the back cardigan?
Look at that.
That's just a little
silky nipple
scrotum.
sacks. What
Little
are they?
scrotum there, that's where I put my little
Right,
butt
come on,
eggs.
let's play a record.
All right, there's no need for pressure. We're just doing a live radio show. Relax, unwind a little bit. Use it to vent some of your views. Text us 88291. Email us russell.brown@bbc.co.uk. You will be getting Noel Gallagher come on the show a bit later. Should we give him a bell?
Yeah,
Ain't supposed
he's
to
over here
ages.
now,
He's
isn't he?
back here now. He's there with his wife, his baby, all that stuff. And they're not married, are they? Of course. So why don't we listen to the Smiths? Then we'll do some nice
The
items.
who?
Smiths. They're a
Oh, wow.
lovely little band.
An original choice from you.
Hey, there you
What
go.
made you think of them?
Well, I've just been living my life, and it happened to come in my brain
I've just
box.
been unaware of music for a long time, apart from Snoop Dogg.
Hey,
and the
actually
Smiths.
no, because what about Black Kids? A new record by them? What we might listen to? Got it, I've got my finger on the pulse.
They are apparently cool.
They are, so we'll put them on if you want me to pretend to be something I'm not, so that you're
I
not
forgot
embarrassed
to
of me.
email Morrissey. Drat.
I did forget to email Morrissey. What's that?
He
Friends
walked
with
in,
Morrissey?
and the first thing he says, "Oh no, I forgot to email Morrissey." Drat. Oh, I didn't call Noel Gallagher.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, and John's flowers.
Oh, what am I thinking? Oh, no, I didn't finish off in Madonna before I left. Oh, God. What was I thinking? What's wrong with me? OK, come on then, let's listen to William. It was really nothing. It really wasn't anything at all. That all went by very quickly. I didn't have enough time to organise
Only
myself.
2 minutes.
Is that all it was?
2 minute song.
Just 2 minutes of our live just went by. That was, of course, the Smiths. You're listening to Russell Brand on BBC Radio 2. We're live. We're in London after my time away working. I'm going back. I've just
How long
pulled
have you been
back.
away?
Month. Been away a
A whole
month.
month. You've forgotten things you said.
Yeah, I can't remember where everything is. Like, you know, justice, peace, sense of sobriety and decency, how to get to my own home.
Yeah, this building's called Western House, and when you got in the cab,
Yeah.
you didn't know how to say it. Westmoreland.
Westmoreland.
West Ham. Oh no.
Oh, I do talking for a job. Hold on a second. What is this thing that we're going to do now? We spoke briefly about my song in this film. Matt, you've always been very keen to ridicule my hit song When I'm 64, on which I collaborated with Paul McCartney in a way, separated by the sea of time.
Time and law.
Law separated us, like copyright laws. So, what, should we listen to a bit of one of my things?
What,
Don't
the whole-
talk over it, though. How long is it? 2 minutes 48. All right.
We just heard a song.
All right, fair enough. We'll talk about it.
Well, are you going to play it as a normal song in the show? Or are you going to? Is it an item where we then bring up the mics and talk about it?
Well, we can talk about it in a bit, but don't, like, ruin it. Don't kill it in the cot. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, what a horrible expression.
That's what you say when things like that happen.
No, you don't.
Of course you do. Don't strangle it in the crib.
Stop saying that.
Don't poke it in the uterus.
Oh, God.
Well, all right, sorry, it's just language and it's only sounds coming out of a
Beverly
man's
Allen.
mouth. What do you want? Don't bring her up. She was banging out of order. That angel of death, silly cow. You stupid cow. Right, like, come on. I think we need to hear a bit of it.
Okay.
Then you can
Which one,
judge.
though? There's two.
Inside of You. Now, this is me singing a song in a film, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, comes out here 23rd, comes out April the 18th in America.
You're allowed to promote your films
I
on
think
the BBC.
I'm allowed to. I think I am, yeah. I think it's all fine. I don't know, no one said anything to the contrary. Well, why wouldn't I? Go and, if you want, go and see another film. There's others.
There's balance.
All right? I'm not in them, though. Don't go there expecting to be entertained. It'll just be James McAvoy or Barbara Streisand or someone trying their hardest to be a bit like me and very much failing. Should we listen to a bit of Inside of You?
Okay, here we go.
Infant Sorrow. This is me. This is just literally me singing a song. That's all it is.
Well,
written by
there's no
someone else.
backing.
I don't know what went on. All I know is that you can hear my voice in the
Right,
minute.
here we go.
I go spellbound.
Do you want me to turn the mics down?
Turn the mics down for about a minute. Give it a minute.
Okay.
Oh, these ancient skies, I've had these wandering eyes, but you took me by surprise when you let me inside of you, inside of you, inside of you. There's got to be some part of me inside of you. Inside of you, I could cross this desert plain. Inside of you, I can hear you scream my name. Inside of you are the stars unfurled. I've crossed me out and I've crossed the world, and I need you here, and I need to be inside of you. to my room. And if this should be our tomb, I'll die here inside of you. And the world explodes. I've never been down this road. Teach me how to glow while I'm moving inside of you. Inside of you, the restless find their dreams. Inside of you, this king has found his queen. Inside of you, all the stars unfurled. I've crossed me out and I've crossed the world. And I need you here, and I need to be inside of you. Inside of you, Betty Blue. So say adieu to thoughts untrue. Who I woo, it's you I woo. Through and through and through and through. There's so much more than just a screw inside you. I was blizzard blind, felt like I'd lost my mind. But you've treated me so kind, I don't know what to do.
And Jed played that to me, and I said, Jed, that is a #1 single right there. That is a #1 single.
And then the whole punk thing happened.
The whole punk thing happened, that all blew up, and I was ready for that as well, because I bought a new hat. Come on, Matt, go on, say something hurtful.
I actually think you sing very well on that.
Compared to...
Comedy record.
I mean, it is a comedy record, yeah. Let's name it.
It's quite nice. But you can tell the shameful thing is...
What's
I know
the shameful thing?
Trying your best.
That's what you got to try your best in a situation like that.
Inside of you.
Sexy.
There's a Morrissey thing there, isn't there?
Yeah, very much.
Is that what you were emailing him about?
Yeah, well, yeah, I thought it was best to email him about it, yeah. It was best.
Sorry I've ripped off your singing style. No, it was good. I think it was good.
No ridiculing.
It was almost... It's good enough to be a serious song.
Right.
It's quite sweet.
Well, in my mind, that is what it is.
You know?
It's a serious song. It's my attempt to be taken seriously as a man. So there you are. There's that there. You can...
Is it going to be released separately, or is it?
I think this coming out as part of the soundtrack of the
film.
film.
You make money? Do you get paid like royalties?
I don't think anyone's going to give me money for that. What about when Noel Gallagher goes, like, there are people contacting his record company trying to give him royalties for when I'm 64? Because I want nothing to do with that. I'm not on that record. That's nothing to do with me. Sees it as a slur. Like the money will somehow be dirty Edgar Allan Poe money that once it was in his pocket, he'd always be whispering to him, "You don't deserve it." Well, that's what it would be whispering, because frankly, he doesn't.
He doesn't deserve it.
Doesn't deserve nothing. So yeah, there's that thing. You can email russ.brand@bbc.co.uk to bombard me with sycophantic approval for that record, or perhaps you might fancy bringing me back down to earth. That's up to you. That's your lookout, isn't it, really, in life? So hold on, Matt. There's a few things that are playing on my mind now. One, what do you mean you've got to go on a speeding workshop?
Well, I've turned it down.
What do you mean? Because you've been speeding, you're a criminal, you can't live by the laws of the land.
I did 37 miles an hour in a 30 mile an hour
At
zone.
37 mile an hour, I get all smashed to bits. At 20 mile an hour, it ain't so bad. I'm that little girl, I'm going all backwards. You see what happened to that little girl at 37 miles an hour? Yeah?
No, 40. That's why I didn't go to 40.
Oh, because
of her.
Oh, 37, she's alright, is she? What,
Yeah.
she gets special powers if you hit her at 37 miles an hour? She comes car crash girl.
There was no girls around. This happened really late at night.
What were you doing? Speeding
Coming home.
about? Where from?
Kent,
Is this
back
the-
into North London.
What are you whizzing about at night between Kent? Who are you, Dick Turpin? What's wrong with you, lad?
7 miles too fast. Can you
Right.
believe it?
Well, please stop,
They
Sid.
send you, nowadays, you get sent a letter, and it says you can either have a £60 fine and 3 points on your licence,
Yeah.
or £95 fine, no points on your licence, and you have to go to a speeding workshop and probably be showing pictures of that little girl.
I wouldn't mind. I'd like that little girl. I think she
said no.
seems a laugh.
I've got 3 points on my licence.
You've gone for the 3 points?
Yeah.
Don't treat life like
It's a whole
quiz.
day. It's a whole day workshop.
You'd only do that if you were desperately poor, wouldn't you?
No,
Like-
because you pay more money. The only way you do it is if you wanted to keep points off your licence.
Right.
But I've never had any points on my licence.
Did you feel a bit guilty? Because I know you sort of consider your clean driver's licence like your virginity. Like it's like your little quim. You've got I've got a point on my licence.
You can't say that word.
Yes, you can.
That's
I don't think it's
a
bad.
very
enough.
rude word in the past.
Is it? In the past? ask.
Look it up in the BBC book.
Well, if it is a bad word in the current day, then I'm sorry for it. But if not, Matthew, you, with your little gypsy Jenny, trying to keep it all
I
tapped
was
up.
proud of that. I had a clean driving licence.
Not anymore, mate. All besmirched.
But what happened? I
Like
don't
you've
know,
had a
this
big
is what-
belching Bill
I
Sykes
don't actually understand what
shouting up
happens.
your grifter.
What happens though, 3 points? Does that mean my insurance would be more or something?
Your insurance is going to be more. Your friends and family won't want to know you anymore. People will.
America.
You can't come to America no more. You are looked upon as very under Meghan's law. You won't be able to live in our house. Hey, guess what I heard? Right on Meghan's law, like that's that like terrible thing where a girl was killed in the States. But now that don't look down. All right, it's ages ago. Look, people die. Right now, like, under Meghan's law, you can look to see if there's a nonce in your neighbourhood. Right on your computer. And like you can have a quick look. You can sort of like someone we know, a
What, do they
famous
show up
person
on
from England.
Google Earth?
You still, well, I don't think you can Google nonsense. Right, but what it is, Matthew, right, you can like put in a computer an address, say you're planning to live somewhere in America, you can put that address in and then it shows you in that area how many paedophiles or sex offenders there are living there.
That's so ridiculous.
Each paedophile represented by a little house in showing how where it is in proximity to your own house.
Does it say exactly where they are, or just sort of
Vaguely,
sort of
cold, warm, nonce, right? And then and if there's a lot of them, then it shows a great big palace, like a great big castle. But like,
What?
paedophiles wouldn't live in a castle.
and
And
get together and buy a house
they're
together?
not going to club up, are they? Paedophile for the paedophile palace and buy a great big.
That's hysterical. Things like that are stupid.
It's stupid, isn't it? And also, the person I heard about this from is an adult who didn't buy a house because there was too many Disney-style castles around the house, which I think is an inappropriate symbol for a paedophile ghetto anyway.
I know. What if the kids go on there and look at it and think,
Oh,
hello,
look at these
there's a palace
castles!
at the end of my roll.
I'm going to go to that palace. Where's my bikini? It's ridiculous. Of course, it's not funny. It's bad, if anything.
Terrible.
Real bad. But like,
You
that's
live in a palace, don't you, in Hampstead?
very comfortable in there. I am just me.
With your pals.
Couple of other guys.
Sweaty Tony. Dangerous John.
We've got hey, Dangerous John coming out. We've got shared interests. We split the rent and more besides. Now, whoa, hey, that's all right. Euphemism's
Right.
okay on the radio. I think we're allowed to do that. Here is hold on, weren't we on about something? Yeah, you mate, and your
Speeding.
point. Go on the workshop.
You've got criminal convictions.
Yeah. Convictions, mate. Unlike you, wishy-washy. You are. Nearly man, can't even go on the
I would go
workshop.
for comedy value and report back on it, but I've
Go.
already sent the thing off now saying I won't.
Say you've changed your mind. Phone them now. Say you've
They're
made a
very hard
terrible
to get hold
mistake.
of on the phone.
Of course they're not. We'll leave them a message. I'll do it for you. I'll say I'm you. We've done things like that before. It'll be all right.
No way, that's
What about when I
illegal,
chatted
that's
up
the
that bird in the
police.
shop? Oh, I chatted up that bird in the shop pretending to be you. I like that girl. I don't know what to do. I'll ring her. Hello, I'm Matt Morgan. Do you want to go on a date? She came on a date. What happened? You had it off with her. And as I remember, she was quite adventurous, wasn't
It was,
she?
actually.
Wasn't she? She wasn't averse to going below stairs, as I
If I had to-
understand.
you'd set up my character by making the phone call yourself.
I know, so you
Had
had to
turn
live up
as
to
a
it.
right idiot.
I'll be the one. Hello, dear. I enjoyed
But
meeting
then
you
it
in the
did
shop.
work, and she was,
Perhaps I can help you out
so
with more
maybe that's
things.
why you get laid so much.
I must say,
Women like an idiot.
the women, they do go for a nerd. I'll tell you that for nothing. So perhaps you should go in that workshop. Anyway, that's what I think. Happy Easter, Russ, Matt, Nick and G, says Gil, or Jill. That song is good.
Jill.
Beautiful. I'm crying. You have a good voice, says Fuzzy Monsters. All right, don't worry about that one. But some of these things are good. What's it? It appears Bruce Springsteen and Morrissey have had a talentless child, says Anton. Mr. Morris would like that one. Who's Mr. Morris? Who's Mr. Morris? What's Mr. What's it? Confusing. Here, Russell, on your song, did you get Jarvis Cocker to do the whispery bits? You don't like whispery bits, do you,
I
Matthew?
hate whispering.
You don't like
Especially
me
your
to-
whispering.
Oh, come on. That's it. That's it.
Why does it have to be like that?
Because I don't know, I like it.
I mean the stuff goes, this isn't just cake. That's the thing.
What? What do you mean?
Those adverts, when there's why use a whisper?
Oh, right, yeah, this isn't just cake. What, they sort of try and sexualise a cake?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why not sexualise a cake? What else are you going to do
My
with it?
mum's just texted me now.
What's your mum
'cause
saying?
I didn't tell her about that speeding thing.
Oh, dear.
Gutted, you're off my insurance.
You're right. You've ruined your chances with
So maybe I
Sue
should have
Morgan's
just paid more,
insurance.
and then. But then that's bad, right? Because if the punishment is you lose points and stuff, then you shouldn't be able to barter your way out of it. There should be one punishment. You shouldn't get like a choice, like
Right.
a stupid game show.
Yeah, the law should not be a game show. That's really, really ridiculous. You're quite right. Hey, look at Stian from Norway says, wow, was that the new Oasis single? Perhaps our friend Noel Gallagher will be interested to hear that in my comedy records I've already surpassed decades of toil by him and his idiot family. Hello, Russell, Matt and G. I'm listening, says Jay in Ireland, and I just heard a song, it sounds like Westlife. Russell, I fall in love with you, blah, 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 etc., etc. Thank you very much for all those things. Right, should we listen to a record, or do you want me to
listen to so many records? And
Oh,
there's another one of yours queued up.
We won't listen to that now, we'll listen to that later if we feel like
Would you ever do if someone offered you a serious...
record, would I do it?
Yeah.
Nah, because I couldn't take myself seriously. I'd be
I don't think
embarrassed.
anyone could, frankly.
No, that's going to be
I
the
just
problem.
wanted to get you to admit you would. Because you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course I would, Matthew. You know me. Any opportunity to get my clammy little hands on a
I'd
bit of
love
glory.
because you'd have to write the lyrics.
Yeah, I'd just probably write something about how I felt, you know.
I know, it'd be awful. It'd be unlistenable.
Yeah, it wouldn't be pleasant for anybody. Look, shall we listen to, this is up to us, what we do, because this is our radio show. We can either do my popular item, gay, we can do nanecdotes, or we can do this thing. Oh, an article in the Star by Johnny Mars, almost Johnny Marr. No one would deny Russell Brand was a success, except perhaps the man himself. He's famous for being a ladies' man and for his side-splitting comedy routines. Side-splitting, yeah? He's even had a box office hit with his first movie, St. Trinians, and he's about to appear in his first Hollywood flick, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So why isn't funny man Russell Brand happy? No one recognises me in Los Angeles, he moans. I walk down the street and no one bats an eyelid or even takes my photograph. I'm not in the newspapers and no one cares who I'm sleeping with or what I do. I don't say any of these things. He's made up.
You do, but not in seriousness.
Yeah, these are jokes. Americans ask what my fame is like compared to someone like Hugh Grant, he explains. I tell them it's much more tabloid-based, unless, of course, Hugh Grant has been sleeping with prostitutes, and then we're about even. Oh, dear, this is all ridiculous.
Is that made up? Did you say that?
I said something like that, but it was much funnier. Like a nice, funny version of that.
You remember it being funnier.
It did seem funny at the time. I went, oh, it's like a real-life pretty woman, like the Divine Brown, but average woman, passable woman type thing. It was quite nice. And a lot of things are responses to questions. That's a superfluous bit of claptrap in the Star, I think, now. I don't think we need
What
to
about
go
that?
there.
I saw you in the Metro picture of you.
Yeah, that's me coming out of a Narcotics Anonymous meeting. People shouldn't be allowed to take photos of you coming out of a Narcotics Anonymous meeting and put it in the paper, should they? Should that be allowed? The anonymity's undermined. Plus, there's someone next to me. Their anonymity's gone out of the pictures.
Sue them.
I could sue him for that, couldn't I?
Although you couldn't because it's public knowledge that you're there. But the point is anonymity.
Yeah, I think Naomi Campbell successfully sued the Mirror for printing photographs of coming out of a Narcotics Anonymous meeting, which she didn't do. So I think, that we've got some sort of recourse.
It's bad though because
Yeah.
they should be aware of the sensitivity of that.
Of course they could. Me, I've always been very shy about my
I prefer
drug
if you're coming
taking.
out of a brothel
Very much
any
so.
day of the week.
Any time of day, I can be seen mincing out of brothels up and down this great nation. Yeah. Well, I think, should we do something about it? Nah, forget
Well,
it.
no, I don't know. I mean,
Can't be
what are you
bothered.
going to win?
Who
What are you going
cares?
to get?
What's the point getting involved, getting all worked up about
Just
it?
people should be more sensitive about that.
Be more sensitive, for God's sake, why won't you? Matthew, do you want to listen to a record, or do you want to listen to me talking about news stuff? Oh, I can't find it.
Well, the toilet seat thing you keep talking
yeah,
about.
I've lost it.
Oh, well.
Stick a record on.
That's what everyone's
You're
saying.
going to put on You're going to put Delamitri on
Yeah.
then? Put that on while I find this news story.
Is this song a bit depressing? I really like it.
I know you do, but you're a depressing man. You just was walking around your bedroom just now, your dark squat, saying that you hate all society.
Only because I was saying I might come to LA for a bit.
Well, you don't have to justify a trip to Hollywood to see your beloved friend by saying that you hate all
Giving
society.
up on life, so I probably will come out for a bit.
Just pop
And I'll
over.
just walk off into the sea.
Get hold of yourself, man. Come, let's listen to this, and then we'll be a bit more upbeat. I've drank a lot of caffeine. I think I've gone into a
I've
sort of
got
a stasis.
A bit of a caffeine high.
Come on in, let's get ourselves together. Put this on, then we'll come back, we'll be all fired up. Very downbeat song, Nothing Ever Happens, Delamitri.
Upbeat, but the lyrics are downbeat.
Very dour from nihilist Matt Morgan, who believes that the world has no value and that people are disposable.
I think the world's messed up.
I think it's going to be all right, though, after the old revolution, which I'm just cooking up all nicely now. Matt's show, if he ever gets one, should be called Metal Thrashing Matt, in homage to the Anthrax song Metal Thrashing Mad, says Adam. Just noticed, Matt sounds exactly like Nicholas Lyndhurst, says Steve from Bristol.
What?
Not only sounds like Nicholas Lyndhurst, but lives like
Hang on, you said that in your
Lyndhurst-
book.
Yep.
You
do.
say you think that you're Del Boy and I'm Rodney. What
Much
a lie.
You are a bit like Rodney, especially when we first met. You were like a little sulky little idiot. For years it went on. So, I'm not doing that. Stop making me go and buy drugs all the time. Little coward. Now look at
you.
you.
You were the idiot. Come on.
Forced to go to lessons to drive properly, where I am BAFTA nominated while you're forced before that any more little girls are run down in cold blood.
I drove you across America.
Yeah, I know. It was a
I've
bloody
driven you
death trap.
around for years.
Scarcely relaxed for a moment on that entire trip. Right, okay, so yeah, Matthew, I think we've got someone like if you do you want a heavy metal radio show?
Yeah, not just heavy metal though.
What's it
Just
going to
sort
be
of
like?
Be really good. I'll work really hard on it. Honest.
It's not Cubs. I'm not your Arcala. I don't have any power. But what should we get right? You know Bruce Dickinson out of Iron
You could be a
Maiden?
caller.
Could I? Oh, you'd have me on, would you? Oh, thanks.
None of your music, but
Hey, come on. There's a little bit. I've heard of a little band called the Aerosmiths. They've got a lovely ballad that I'm quite fond of. Come on, hold on.
what
We've
happened
got
to that situation? I
It
won't
just-
mention anything, but
because it went wrong. That's what happened. That's
did you
what-
make it go wrong? Or
I just left it alone,
Did
mate.
it all exist in your head?
Of course, that's the like. Listen, if I have secret loves that are never truly fulfilled, I think it probably does me the power of good. It's very grounding for me to have dangerous little obsessions. Hey, everyone, look at
Pull my can up.
look at some of our sketches online. Debunked, very good. Have a look at that on YouTube. Look at the Weather Clerks; they'll make you laugh. The funny things that me and Matt done. 'Cause I think me and Matt are going to do a sketch show. Are we? Shall we?
Yes.
Right, that's it. We're doing it.
Yes, dear.
We're doing a sketch show. But Matt also wants to do a heavy metal show. Where's this thing? Nick, our Vicar's son producer, has come staggering in here with some information. This is from Mark. Hi, don't you think you should get the tattooed millionaire, former Iron Maiden singer Bruce Dickinson on your show? As the presenter of a BBC Radio 6 heavy metal show, he might want to hear about the potential competition from Matt, says Mark. Well, we ain't got him, but we have got Ian Callaghan, who is Bruce Dickinson's producer, and he can probably help us. Hello, Ian, are you there?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, you know what I mean, mate. Yeah, I've just come back. I've been away on holiday somewhere more sunnier, so, you know, sort of you feel a bit strange. The sky seems low in England, don't it?
It's all falling in, isn't it? It's like a blizzard of Oz out there.
It's really weird. I was talking to someone on the phone in Los Angeles, and there was a hail beating down on the roof. It was, like, biblical. It was a bit intense.
Yeah, it'll pass. It's not good.
It's a bit all right,
So
wasn't
listen,
it?
before I forget, what about Matt Black?
What?
For his rock show.
What do you mean? Call it that.
Yeah,
Matt Black.
Matt Black.
Yeah.
Possible.
So,
But then
Thrilled,
people
are
will
you?
think that's my name.
or,
Okay, fine.
listen, Ian, do you then feel optimistic about Matt's chances of ever having his own radio show? Have you not noticed when listening in that he is very much a limpet on the underbelly of my ferocious talent?
I wouldn't like to say.
Because, like, you know, because imagine him all on his own, perhaps he might struggle.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not going to get Bruce's show because he's going to have to prize it out with his cold dead hand, basically.
Right, okay, yeah, Bruce's show's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's what, sorry?
He's quite good, it's going quite well. Bruce ain't like someone who's likely to drift off and stop, like, leave an opening. Does Bruce go on holiday much?
No, he doesn't sleep.
He doesn't
So-
sleep.
Not really. I don't see how he can when he does flying things and singing in a band and doing his radio and TV and various things.
Doesn't he run to work as well or something weird?
I don't know about that cycle.
I saw him in sort of a tracksuit once. We were at Six
Oh, he always
Music.
wears tracksuits.
Does he?
Yeah, he's very casual.
Well, listen, Ian, what I'm thinking is, could you help, like, Matt to get his own... Well, I think... I don't mind if Matt has his own show. I think it might do him good.
How noble of you. Thank you.
So, but can you help him? Like, give him some tips or some advice how to do a show?
Well, what's Matt struggling with? Which bit in particular?
Well, let you talk to him.
Just being allowed to do other things by Russell, really.
That's basically your problem, is it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I can help you there, really.
That's personal between me and him, isn't it? But I'd like to do a show. It doesn't have to be on the BBC, though.
Right, so you're kind of fishing now, are you, for offers?
Yeah.
Is Bruce well behaved on your show, Ian? Do you think you could handle difficult... Say, like, we was to let you produce Matt's sham of a show. Do you think that you'd be able to handle a talent that was simultaneously egotistical and neurotic, obsessed by his own bail, fearful of death on the streets forever? Do you think you could deal with such a man?
It doesn't sound a great gig, I'll be honest.
No.
Who are
it
you
don't.
talking about? Matt?
Me.
Yes, Matt,
Right,
not
let me clear
me.
that up.
I'm a well-balanced man. You would be clearing things up. That would be the majority of your job, mopping up after a lunatic. Poor sod. Well, I think, like, okay, well, it seems to me that really, there's no obstacles to Matt striding forward onto Six Music under his own metal. Perhaps that could be that under his own metal.
Under your own metal, that's quite good, isn't
People probably would listen to a show just to hear Matt, wouldn't they? I think so.
Oh, that was a nice silence.
Terrible, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Eerie. Ian
It
don't
must
seem
be
at
the
all
line, must be the
supportive.
mobile phone line.
No. Well, listen, Ian. If I were you, I'd tell Bruce that his career as Six Music's lone voice of heavy metal will go pretty much unchallenged, I think, for decades more. Because Matt don't seem to have grasped this opportunity. You should have been all over Ian. He was your way in.
I don't
He
just
seems
want...
quite shy to me, actually. It's not saying much, are you, Matt?
No, I'd just rather do my business discussions off air, really.
Yeah.
No,
don't
but
blame
it doesn't have to be heavy metal. I don't want to steal from Bruce. I think he's got that market cornered. But, sort of alternative rock, heavy metal, everything.
Yeah.
It's good to have ambition, a bit of everything. That's good. That's healthy.
Make a pilot, maybe.
What are you doing, Ian?
What am I doing?
Yeah, where are you? Your family home?
No, at my home.
What? You're out?
No, at home.
He's at home.
You're just at your own house?
I've been waiting for a call from you guys, so I've been buffing my codpiece,
Okay. Well,
getting ready, turning in early because it's Easter tomorrow, so get a good seat in church, obviously.
yeah, I forgot about all that. Easter's a bit mobile, isn't it? Like, if they want me to take that a bit more seriously, have it at one point. Why is Easter allowed to just drift about like that? Why has it got such a free role?
Well,
What?
it keeps everyone on their toes then, doesn't it?
It just makes me feel anxious that if they're making up the date of that, perhaps the whole thing never happened. And that's perhaps a question for Nick Philps's father, Reverend Philps, who has installed his son with such terrible guilt that he can barely run a radio show. Ian, thank you very much for coming on this show. I think you've confirmed once and for all that Matt would be hopelessly out of his depth.
I didn't say that. I never said that.
But really, all he does is he occupies a chair and stretches some headphones open using his skull. And anything beyond that, I think, would be an enormous challenge. Thank you, Ian, and give our best wishes to Bruce, because I think we're all very fond of him and what he represents.
Yes.
Of course, I'm sorry you got the monkey, not the organ grinder.
No, we don't want
We'll
the
get
organ
Bruce.
grinder.
We'll get
I'd much rather have a monkey than an organ grinder. Organ
very sweet.
grinder, he just thinks it's just some disgusting old war veteran. A monkey, lovely. A lovely
Good name for a
monkey.
band. Organ grinder.
Yeah, it could be okay.
That's painful.
Disgusting way to live. All right, Ian, thank you very much for coming and talking to us for a bit.
All right, good night. Have a good Easter.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
all right. Oh, it's nice of
Bye.
him to wish us a good Easter, isn't it? He's still there.
Put him on the spot like that.
Well, then how did I put who? What, you on the spot?
Me?
Why, because I was like, well, did you feel a bit embarrassed?
Yeah. Felt I was at a job interview.
That's all right.
I clammed up.
You did clam up. How are you ever going to get gainful employment?
It sounded like I was trying to push Bruce Dickinson aside.
That's very much what it
Put
came
him out
across
to
as.
pasture.
Sounded like you was portraying Bruce as some old has-been. Very much yesterday's news. Rude is how you came across there.
No, Bruce is cool. I would never want to take anything from him apart from his show.
You have driven that man from the air. Text us, email us, do what you like, whatever makes you happy. russell.brand@bbc.co.uk, or you can text us on 88291. That is what this person has done. Woman lives in toilet. Hiya, Russell and Matt. Hope you're both well. Thought you might like this story, says Freya. Sheriff recommends charge in toilet case. I like a sheriff. A sheriff's got
Yeah,
a
it's good,
certain
isn't it?
authority. Yeah, have a sheriff. Sheriff recommends charging boyfriend in case of woman whose body became stuck to toilet. A man should be charged for allowing his girlfriend to sit on their toilet so long that her body became stuck to the seat, the sheriff said Thursday.
It was her fault. I read about this.
Why is it her fault?
She got stuck to the toilet, and then when he went in there and you all right? She went, oh yes, I'm fine.
Right.
She stayed there, and then she fused to the toilet.
Yeah, well, if anyone was in my toilet for longer than an hour, I'd take it upon myself to get them out. I'd just feel a moral obligation.
Or even if it harmed their body.
I'd get them off it. She can't have fused to the toilet in an hour. What's she made
She's
of?
quite big.
Who is she? Terminator 2? She can't just fuse herself to a toilet
Her
seat.
fat went under the seat and like sort of... And then she
Sealed up
swelled
again.
I don't know. She was
I'd just-
embarrassed and she stayed there. She just thought, I'll start a new life here.
Well, how bad could it be? I mean, it's efficient. I can defecate at will now. I wouldn't let no woman of mine would be allowed to sit fusing herself to a toilet seat. I'd be in there like a flash, getting her off it. I'd hook her off it.
It'd be so bad for your body to just remain sat on the toilet. You know, we're not meant to go to the toilet in that way.
You're meant to stand on the toilet seat and squat, aren't
They
you?
don't have piles in developing countries because
Why are you
people
laughing
squat.
about piles in developing
Oh,
countries?
because I'm not allowed to mention piles. Someone I know had one.
That thing! You had that...
You said, why was I laughing? I've never brought that up. I've never mentioned.
Don't jab your finger at me, young man, in that accusatory fashion. My anus is like a window to a glorious new world. It's like a
one of those
nostril.
speed balls that boxers use.
It's perfect. It's like a porthole in a little pink flesh cabin. It's beautiful thing. It is.
No, it's not.
It's like Stargate.
It's better now, isn't it?
It's beautiful. Listen, if
When
it was
you watch
legal,
Russell in that film that he's in, you always think he's got a pile.
Listen, don't attack my perfect anus.
You listen to his songs that he did. Think of him in the recording studio with headphones on, at the back of his mind thinking, will this ever go away? It aches.
Look, all that happened is I used an exercise machine that was very poorly situated. It was gone within an hour. Your rectum, even now, Matthew, is a savage place.
Perfect.
Ravaged, flesh seaweed
That's
dangling.
why I drive so fast. I'm carefree.
Because you're whizzing home to try and poke yourself back inside. You're like Toby Hull jabbing your fist up emu of an evening. My anus is a beautiful thing.
Stop saying anus.
I will not stop saying it. It's a very, very valuable part of my body.
It's absolutely beautiful, and the thing that hangs out really is a feature.
There is no flesh chandelier dangling out of my bottom. It's perfect up there. If it wasn't, how come I'm so willing to involve it in my sex life? I am. I'm happy. There's people forever. Like, I barely use my penis these days.
He just uses his pile. It's got more blood in it.
Matthew, that is an unsavoury thing to say. I do not.
It just reverses into people.
Right, there's a live streaming now available. If what it takes for me
can't
to
do
reveal
that.
my gorgeous
I know it's better now
rectum.
anyway. It's fine, isn't it?
It was a matter of for one day I was concerned. It was actually quite
Had it
sweet.
shot off by a police marksman.
Listen, young man, your pile's like it had its own personality. Your pile could have had its own heavy metal show on Six Music. It was more confident, well
Don't you around
developed.
to me. I
It was
did
like
have one once, yeah, from a long distance flight.
Yeah, that was a disgusting character. I very nearly had to take chimney sweeps were required
Lives
to
in a
jab that thing
matchbox
back
now,
in.
with nice little cotton wool pillow.
Why don't we just agree that I've got a delightful anus, whereas
I've never seen it.
yours looks like something that Peter Sutcliffe's had a go at. Now, come on, let's get on with
Let's
this
both
nice
say
item.
that was all in the past for both of us.
It's all in the past. Yeah, well, one of us there'll be an article in the Star.
Not
Or is
me.
it The Star.
It wouldn't be very
Starfish.
good news, would it?
Dear, oh dear.
There is an article in your Star, you could say.
My Star is free of articles. It's a perfect little sphincter.
No, but
Come on,
I've never mentioned that for months.
right,
That's been going
that's
on.
it. The gloves are off, and one requires gloves when jabbing you back inside yourself.
I've never actually had one. I had a perianal hematoma.
I had a perianal.
No, don't try and
Mine
steal
was
my
beautiful.
condition. No, mine's much better than yours.
That
Yours is
doctor in
worse.
Hawaii said that it was a glorious thing. He was a man, as a matter of fact. It was all he could do to keep himself entering it. Now, come on, let's get on with this story about a sheriff recommending a charge in a toilet case, because we've got to go to the news in a minute. All right?
Oh, God.
10 o'clock, it's the news. The news that's been
How can you go
undermined
from
by your...
that to the news?
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
What have we done? I'm
What
sorry.
have we done to... This is BBC Radio 2.
This wouldn't happen on my heavy metal show, because why would it ever come up?
On your heavy metal show, the Fisher will be taking a leading role. It would be very unlikely that this subject will be dropped for even a moment. Can we finish
Bruce
the story?
Dickinson does his show standing up, pacing about, doesn't he?
Does he need to
Maybe
pace?
he's got one.
Come on, for heaven's sake, should we finish
Come
this
on, let's-
sheriff
yeah,
story?
sorry. Yes.
You know, in a minute we're going to be talking about this travesty of a world we live in
I know.
on the news, which
We've
you've
just made it a little bit worse.
bit worse, haven't we?
Come on then, get on with your story.
Perhaps you should go to your little workshop. So I think that might...
My speed workshop.
Your speed workshop, and perhaps think about your manners while you're there.
You should go to a workshop and sit on a little donut cushion.
You idiot. You idiot.
What?
Because
it won't
that-
be in the papers.
Oh, of course it will, you
Why would
idiot.
the Star put you on
Dieter
the
von
front
Bleeding
page?
Tees. Dieter von Tees, Noel Gallagher, all these things that crop up. None of it's true. I was never
I
going to...
know, I don't know why I made
run
up that
around
lie
with a
about you
saw.
having a pile in Hawaii.
You ridiculous...
That's not news anyway. And in fact, you might be able to do be the face of Piles or something. You might get some, do you know what I mean, charity thing.
Listen, I don't want to be the face of Piles. Me, a man with a textbook anus, and not a medical textbook for nurses like your one. Now, come on.
There's a bed sore here on the east cheek of his textbook anus. Right, let's stop it now. There was one, he had it for about a week, it went, it was fine.
It was a very, tell you the truth, it was a very...
Most exciting week of his life.
It was lovely. I was lonely out there in Hawaii, it really spiced things up. Gave me something to think about.
Right, sorry.
I should hope you are. Should we continue this story about McFarren? You're listening to Radio 2, in case you think you're listening to a couple of goons on a CB. The hat, right. Ness County Sheriff Brian Whipple. Right, we're talking now about...
Whipple?
Yeah, that's his name, Brian Whipple. Ness County Sheriff Brian Whipple was among authorities who discovered the woman sat on a toilet, a woman who was not crouched on the toilet as she should have been to avoid a condition known as piles, but in fact sat with her fat ceiling over a toilet seat. The woman last month living in the bathroom of a mobile home she shared with her boyfriend, Corey McFarren. The house was cluttered, but not a shambles, he said. The smell was overpowering. A terrible smell about the house, obviously coming from where she was at. McFarren 36. Because I suppose if you are living your life on a toilet, there are going to be hygiene issues.
Wording of that, isn't it? Because that sounds
where she was at.
That sounds, where you are in your mental state, really.
Yeah.
Hey, where are you at, baby?
Hey, what's going on with you? McFarren 36 told police his girlfriend Pam Babcock, 35. All right, so it's been investigated by Brian Whipple. Corey McFarren's the boyfriend. Pam Babcock is the woman. She had a phobia about leaving the bathroom and may not have left the bathroom in 2 years, although he's unsure how long she was there. I suppose after the first couple of months, you stop keeping a record.
Becomes a blur, doesn't it? How does he go to the toilet?
What was he doing? I expect he was using the sink.
Pub.
Going down the pub, do it in the garden, I suppose. Just do it by the bins with the foxes. Right,
Maybe there was a gap.
Listen, I think that there's... What we've got to do now is some news.
Right.
Should we...
Some more news?
Well, this in a way is news. The whole thing's been a wonderful podcast.
Right, come on then. Everyone be normal again.
All nice now, you're listening to BBC Radio 2. If you want to join us, you can do. But before we carry on with our radio show, a professional and very well-handled radio show, why don't we listen to what's going on in our dirty little circle? Dirty, perfectly formed little circle. This is BBC Radio 2, online on digital and on 88 to 91 FM. Radio. You're listening to Russell Brand Show. That was Stevie Wonder, I Wish. This is BBC Radio 2. I'm here with Matt Morgan. Let's do anecdotes. It's the start of the second hour. We've got loads of things coming up. We've got Rod Old's lad, Toby Old, coming on the show. So
hello, dear, cry me pipes and things and then say things we say. We don't know what we're doing, do we?
Oh.
Welcome to Nanecdotes. This is from Rob Harrington in Southampton. My nan used to call You've Been Framed. She used to call You've Been Framed. Are you being framed? Oh, are you being framed, son, dear? Oh. That's a nice jingle as well from, what's his name, that lad? That lad who done that jingle. He's called Rob. He's done another one this week, actually. He's called something like Robin Nash or something. Can you see his name there?
Douglas Ross.
Maybe that, yeah. Douglas Ross, Robin Nash. This is another item for an anecdote. This is from Louisa. Hello, boys. My boyfriend's in a band, but my aunt said she thought he was an archaeologist because my nan said to her the other night that I went to see him at a dig. Ah, that's a lie one, eh? Some of the anecdotes might be like, oh, I went to see him at a dig. Don't you think sometimes people think, oh, that'd be a good thing? Like, and then
You're cynic.
No, I'm not being cynical about human life. Just saying that could be a lie. Russell and Matt, says Jen from Leicester. The other week, my friend's nan told me that her sister had moved to America and she's living in a condom. Do you like that?
That's a lie.
That's a lie one, isn't it? That's a definite lie. Yeah, always living in a condom.
I think it made me laugh so much because you had a sad face. You were like pained by it in case it was a lie. But you was living in a condom. Oh,
yeah, it's called condominium. Oh, I see. Right,
well, that's right. Yeah, didn't you get
condo
that?
Is short for condominium.
Yeah,
I didn't really think about it. Dear Russell, Matt, and G, says Dave and Rosie. A few days after my nan saw The Shawshank Redemption on TV, she asked us if we had seen it. Brilliant film it was, about a young handsome man and a black fella who had to escape from prison. Oh, it was fantastic. The Rickshaw Convention, I think it was called. Brilliant, from Dave and Rosie. Do you think that might
true.
be true?
Stop ruining our whole item by actually treating everyone as criminals. That's a lie.
More lies!
And why have you turned the heat up in this studio?
I ain't turned it up, I'm too hot.
Yeah, I'm too hot. I thought I was suffering.
I'm angry about what it is.
because you come back from LA and you couldn't bear the country anymore.
Someone said here that they think I've got an accent now.
What?
Someone said Russell's got a Californian accent. I'll never become one of those people. I'll do a ridiculous accent while I'm out there. So I'm indecipherable even to myself, yeah.
What, English?
Oh, my street will you sound alright, boy? All the bangers on that, I'll strike
No,
you.
I could imagine you walking around going, oh, hello, well.
I do that as well. You should see me. I've done this press conference the other day for Hollywood Foreign Press. I sat there, right, Sharon bought me espresso on a saucer and I sat there like Quentin Crisp.
You told me this and it was
Hello.
ridiculous.
Oh, yes, it was quite
He goes, I did a press conference and I was brilliant. I was absolutely brilliant. The two people who work with me, my agent and my PA, said I was far too sexual. But it was brilliant. I was like, in my head I thought, right, I can imagine that. Probably pulled his trousers down.
Yeah, well, what about when you told me about, like, when he goes, when dear Nicola's baby, we were all worried about it because it looked like it was ill and had a virus, meningitis. Matt goes, yeah, look, luckily she's all right now, bless her, that little baby, Hermione, Minnie, we'd have that baby, she's all right as rain now. But, you go, like Matt goes, we all had to go, because we've been near the baby, exposed to the baby, we all had, the doctor's phone up, goes, oh, you've got to take some medication because you might be carrying this meningitis virus thing around. And all of us goes, don't bother about it, it's all right, don't worry, we don't need to take the pills. Right, Matt spent 3 hours on the phone to the doctor, and then when he told me, he was like, oh yeah, no, I mean, I was talking to the doctor, I think she thought, well, I was worried about it or something. She was saying things like, don't panic, I've got to get on with my day, please can I get off the phone? And then, like, he spoke to Nicola, who was in the hospital with her baby, who actually did have the illness. Nicola was kept on the phone for an hour and a half. I might go, oh, is there any danger that I might have it? Or I've just pressed my forehead against a cup. It's gone see-through. Oh no, I just put a dinner plate on my lap. I just tasted sick in my mouth. Spent an hour while they were in the intensive care at Basildon Hospital.
I know.
What's wrong with you?
Well, you know what's wrong with me.
You're
I'm
hypochondriac.
But I was phoned up and said, don't worry, but you've got to take these tablets. You might have meningitis.
But you can't say things like that to an hypochondriac. And what
You
about
really
this
can't.
ridiculous line of defence from Matt Morgan once? Yeah, I'm not an hypochondriac, though, because I actually have the symptoms of my illnesses. That's what hypochondriacs don't go, oh, this week I'm making up that I've got this. That's how it,
But
that's
why
how
would
it
I
works.
have the real symptoms? I had to take the antibiotics, which no one else took.
You idiot.
And it made your wee go bright red. And it said if you cry, your tears would be bright red as well. It was that strong.
That'd be dramatic.
I know. I was
I'd like
I was
to
trying
do
to make
that.
myself cry.
It'd be good to get in an argument with someone just so you
cry
can cry
blood.
red tears.
Look what you've done to me.
You've ruined me. Our marriage is a lie. Even if it was about something relatively trivial, like an argument in the back of a cab, and then you cried blood tears. You could be like that fella out of James Bond.
Can you make yourself cry?
Yeah, most days. I just look in the mirror and think about my situation.
I can't. I don't think I've got any tear ducts anymore.
You don't cry very much, do you?
Never cry.
What about, hold on.
And once I was depressed about 5 years ago, and I think I cried.
When he was in Australia?
No, when I was before, I don't know, it was around that time.
Yeah, you had a little cry then. I can't remember the last time I cried. Sometimes I cried just to be listening to a sad song by Jeffrey Lewis or something like that, or feeling the potent force of love going through me.
It's not love, is it?
No, not really. Not really. Not
That's
with
guilt.
That. That's guilt. This is, I ain't cried for a little while,
I
though.
just don't cry.
When do we cry?
I've had, long relationships with women. They've never seen me cry. And it's not because I go into another room and go, oh, God, this isn't working. I just don't think I cry.
You're capable of it. That's because you're an emotional cripple, probably, is it?
I hope so.
That's probably the reason. Hold on, when did I last have a damn good cry? Oh, yeah, that's it, during the news.
Oh, actually, no, I sometimes nearly cry at the end of films, and then I was thinking,
The end?
Just turn the lights on.
Oh, no, I'm going to have to leave the cinema. Which is just at the end of a film, even if it ain't a particularly sad film.
No, sad films.
What about you criticising children and men? Bloody good film. I watched
all
the
right,
other day.
good.
I
It's all
liked
right.
it, Clive Owen. Nice. That woman having a baby. Nice. Make you realise once again how holy and beautiful human life is.
Scientifically impossible.
What is?
Stupid.
What's scientifically impossible this
Everyone
week?
stops being able to breed. The whole film hangs on that, and it just wasn't,
Yeah, but something like that.
I read The New Scientist every week.
I know you do. You mention it about every 2 minutes. You're always on about reading The New Scientist. Like, I'm going, oh, Matt, wow, aren't you an interesting guy? Reading The New Scientist to see what diseases you've acquired over the course of the week.
You would read it if it had you in it.
I bloody well would, and it's about time they started acknowledging me in The New Scientist and some of my breakthroughs with the hit single Inside of You. Why don't we talk now to, right, we've been, last week, Emu came up. Why were we talking about Emu?
Because it was in an anecdote.
Ah, yeah, it was in an anecdote. Right, so off the back of that anecdote, we were worried about Emu and Emu's continuing existence after the expiration of beloved entertainer Rod Hull. Now on the line we have Toby Hull, the new master of Emu. Hello, Toby.
Hello. How are you guys?
Oh, we're all right, thank you. Quite good, as a matter of fact. Fit as a fiddle, no ailments, nothing to speak of. How about you, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. I'm feeling all right, although my back's hurting. I think I might die soon. I don't know. Oh, I think it's all over.
Toby, you bloody pessimist. You've only just come on the wireless. You'll be all right. Don't be downbeat.
Just listening to your stories before, you know, hypochondriacs and all that.
Oh, yeah, no, Matt, God, dear, no, it's murder to be involved in. Let me tell you, it's a pitiful state of affairs. OK, so tell us a bit about what's going on. Do you now operate, or what's the nomenclature? What language should we be using for your relationship with Emu?
I suppose you could say handler or wannabe trainer.
Handler.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's good.
Not in a Mary Chipperfield way of Chipperfield Circus fame, who thrashed chimpanzees for her own amusement. I don't like to think of you with Emu cowering in a corner, saying, after what you done to Snoop Dogg.
No, it's the other way round, actually.
What, the
It's
Snoop...
me carrying the corner.
You cowering with Emu over you. Right. Now, okay, Toby, you seem like an upbeat man. You are, aren't you? Do you do, like, yeah, look at this. Here's a fact. Emu returned to our screens in October 2007 and can currently be seen on the CITV channel. So, you do that, you do Emu on, is it a pink windmill and all that sort of stuff?
No, basically, we decided to reintroduce it to a new audience. So we've made him a lot younger than Dad's Emu. So, in a way... Is
it meant to be Emu still? Or is it his son?
It's supposed to be like Emu's son, in a way. Like, I'm the son of Rod, it's supposed to be Emu's son.
Yeah.
And so we're going to sort of grow up and sort of become, perhaps, in the future, more like the Emu that was sort of very, very anarchic, you know.
Yeah, because he would... Like, how little is it? Just how big is Emu now, baby Emu? And he's still called Emu, right?
He is. He's still called Emu, yep. He's about the same... He's just a little bit smaller than the sort of, like, Dad's Emu. But
does he look basically the same?
Yeah, he's about 6 years old now. So
in your world, does adult Emu ever appear? Like,
no,
adult Emu's turned up. Would that ever happen? Could that happen in the grammar of the world of your show?
It could do, yes, because he's the adult Emu's actually in a retirement home at the moment. So yeah, he could do.
What about Grot Bags?
Now, Grotbags, I don't know where she is at the moment.
Because I liked her, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. Grotbags was played by an actor called Carol Lee Scott. And,
I liked her.
She was fantastic.
And
yeah,
Croc.
A lot of emails I get sent is about Grotbags and you know, what she's doing and everything like that. But what we decided to do first was to sort of create more of a reality-based show.
Well,
sort of like a
let me tell you one flaw in the premise. Is an emu living at the end of your arm. That is a massive departure from the quotidian.
I mean, I live with an emu all the time. I mean, doesn't everyone? What's going on?
I likes it. Hold on, Toby. Why are you looking around? Gee, sneezed. Matt looked round at him with rage. What was that for?
Concern.
You all right, G?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Take the pills, dear. So, you're worried about other people. What do you think, that the sneezing virus might reach you from over
I
there?
was concerned for Mr. G and his West End show.
Since he's been in the West End, he's quite delicate, isn't he? These days, he'll come down with something relatively soon. So, yeah, OK then, Toby. Well, you can't really do... The thing is with Emu, you can't do it... It's not an audio thing, is it? Because he's mute.
Yes, that's correct, yeah. Yeah, although our new one is sort of... he kind of makes baby noises.
That's weird.
Yeah, well, he's kind of like...
Scrappy-Doo. I didn't like Scrappy-Doo in relation... You know when they bought...
Nothing like Scrappy-Doo, trust me.
Because I didn't like Scrappy-Doo. He's too enthusiastic.
Because he could talk and his uncle couldn't.
He could talk. It made Scooby look like he was mentally handicapped. Because, like, why can't Scooby talk? If Scrappy's
just had a really bad speech. he was saying words.
All right, hey, Uncle Scoob, shouldn't you be back in the ward? I don't like it. I'm the community. Them Scooby snacks were sedatives. Is what it began to look like. Yeah, so Emu's not like a Scrappy. We're not taking the mickey out of mental illness, by the way.
No.
And if it sounds like we are, that's because there's something wrong with your mind. You paranoid loons.
I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I mean, really, come on.
We're a nice bunch of guys just living our lives on our way to dirty little death. So I'm quite interested. I'd like you to come in here, as a matter of fact, and I'd like you to know that I'm saying that fully nude. Toby Hull. Toby, this is the question that is playing on my mind. Is there not a sort of a Shakespearean pathos to you carrying on your dad's trade? I really loved Rod Hull as a lad growing up and everything, but ain't it a bit don't the whole thing seem like all too sad and everything, I suppose is what I'm asking.
No, not in a way, no. Like, obviously, I miss Dad, like, there's no tomorrow. We've just had his 9th year sort of anniversary since he died. So, and it doesn't get any easier, obviously, but it's just great to sort of continue something that he's created. It sort of lives close in everyone's heart, and it's just been fantastic. The response has been great.
His memory can live on through you carrying on the family trade.
Absolutely,
that's quite positive. That's good, isn't it? Then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm extremely proud to be doing it, and have the opportunity to actually do it. So.
I'm going to start watching that programme, but I do recommend that you incorporate some of the elements, notably Croc. I liked as well. Croc Bags, his sidekick.
You remember Robot Redford?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't. I didn't like him so much.
I've only just realised that's a pun on Robert Redford.
Yeah, so have I. And that's only because you told me just then. Robot Redford? No.
Redford.
Robot Redford. I like Croc better. Why is it that, like...
What was the hover croc called? Did Croc invent that?
Yeah, why is it called the hover croc? What about people who've done...
Hover croc. It was called the...
Come on, Toby. Toby!
It wasn't the hover croc.
Respect the legacy!
It was hover croc.
You don't respect the legacy!
I do respect it.
You've got no respect for the legacy!
I know, I do. But you've got to bear in mind that when I was younger, every time I went to school, everyone in the whole classroom, the playground, would go, there's somebody at the door. Oh, there's somebody at the door.
That must have been annoying.
So kind of like keep our head down and just keep walking,
Yeah, just get on with your life. Hold on a second. There's a few more things I want to know. Right, say Croc is meant to be, like, he's a negative stereotype of homosexual, I think, a bit. Oh, isn't he? And then what about C-3PO and Bones out of Super Ted? They're also... I was watching Super Ted just yesterday, as a matter of fact, for my own personal reasons. I had a watch of him. Hey, it's Super Ted. I don't like him, right? I don't like Spotty Man. I tell you, I do like Bones. He's all right, and Tex is all right as well. If I was to have to
camp outsider. You identify with.
Oh, Tex. Oh, and then I like that idiot one. Oh, come on, Tex. Like that. I don't know. Also, the whole logic of, like, and I know that, Toby, this is not your area of expertise, but it's come up now, and we must discuss it, because in a minute we're going to our new item, gay, in fact. So, is it negative gay stereotyping? Yeah, I've just found a bloody link in my brilliant brain, right?
Don't tell everyone.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Well, riddle me this, listeners. How come, that Croc, because Croc was like a negative gay stereotype, Bones all Tex, and falling apart. C-3PO at Star Wars used to fall apart, right? It's like, I think it was a negative attack on gay fellas. What about that?
No, I don't think.
Toby
Hull.
Hull.
It's a negative attack at all. I think it's a balance. It's needed to have the evil person or the character that's strong, and you needed to have other characters that are weaker.
That are vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. It's just to kind of show the balance of everyday life. I'd say.
Toby, if it's brilliant things you want to look at, then go on YouTube, or as I call it, MeTube, and look at the Weather Clerks, and look at, what's the other thing? Debunked, and IR What You Eat, things like that.
On about it.
They're funny. Me and Matt have a new sketch show. We might like to have you on it, like with Emu and that, and it'll be weird, though.
We'll be delighted to come along, absolutely.
Can we get Grot Bags back and Croc? Can't you get them back into
the show? I don't know where they are, actually.
I need to know more about the formatting of your show. really? Is
Well,
it like...
basically-
Do you talk to camera?
Sorry?
How's it go?
Oh, Emu and I are sharing an apartment together. And,
Cheeky.
yeah, well, as you do. And there's a security guard that's sort of in the building that has a rule of no pets allowed. So we have to kind of keep Emu hidden at all times.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then there's a lady next door that just wants to capture Emu to make money from him. But
That might be mischief. That's a bit dark,
Can't
actually.
relax.
Yeah.
it's quite cool. So we kind of get up to situations that sort of can be a little bit dangerous at times.
Have you ever sexualised Emu to impress a woman or other sexual partner? Because
In
I
your
don't
private
know.
life.
In your private life. Like, would you go, oh, I've got Emu. Oh, look what Emu's doing now. He's grabbing your knockers. Or he's pulling your knickers down. Naughty Emu, naughty Emu. Have you ever done that?
No.
I would definitely do it. As part of the show. But, like, private life, it would be chaos. Because
Maybe Emu's not with
Then
him.
I'd go mad, wouldn't I? Because then I wouldn't know if people would like me for me or would like me for my bird.
I like you for you because you're soft, gentle fellow. I once had a puppet. Me and Matt done this thing with a puppet once. Do you remember, Matt? It was like a monkey. It had a big, like, mouth. I remember I put my willy in its mouth and it looked really good, didn't
You
it?
sound about 5.
I put my willy in its mouth and it gave me...
went home. And I was on my own again.
I could be children's party entertainer no more. I've never
Do you
done
know,
that. And
it's
we were on Hampstead Heath.
Apparently true that Keith and Orville, right? Keith's jealous of Orville.
What an idiot. He is Orville.
No, but he's jealous of Orville.
Well, he's like, oh, Orville. What do you mean now?
He's got professional jealousy of Orville. Like, you know, say, I don't know, Ringo Starr might have been jealous of John Lennon. He's got that with Orville.
Well, I just think he's ridiculous because, of course, Ringo Starr didn't ever insert his arm into John Lennon and have control all over him.
Well,
Did he,
never
though?
saw John talking without Ringo behind him.
That's true, if you think about it very carefully. John Lennon never uttered a word. OK, the thing about the Beatles was... Yeah, you're right, Ringo Starr was the chuckling puppeteer behind the very much, and manipulated John Lennon. So Keith Harris is... Let's get Keith Harris, because if he's jealous
Ask
of
Toby if he's
Orville...
heard that about Keith.
Well, you...
I did. I just heard it. Yeah.
Oh no, but is it a known? I thought
This
it was
is
a
not
known
a test
fact.
of your hearing, Toby.
Definitely
can
not
you
a known
follow
fact
this
at all,
pen?
no.
Beep, beep. How long was it before it? Beep. Run, shuttle, run, shuttle, run. Go the other side of the gymnasium. Beep, beep. I'm too fat. Beep. I'm too fat.
Oh, God.
Beep. We're through the looking glass. Okay,
No, I thought that was common knowledge within the industry.
how can that be common knowledge? Keith Harris will stifle it.
People say, "Oh, Keith, can you come on the show?" And he'll
No.
go, "Yeah, of course." And
Yeah,
they'll
I'll
go,
come.
Can you bring Orville? And they'll go,
Yeah. Oh, you like the others,
"Oh,
yeah?
yeah."
No,
But-
I can't have me on my own. Can you? Oh, Orville. I tell you, why don't you ring Orville directly? Because I tell you what, he's nothing.
Honestly,
Nothing without me.
I also heard that he is a bit. No, I can't say that.
Go on. Say it and I'll
Well, he did some.
manage it
He
for
did
you.
some work, and a friend of ours
Yeah.
had to. He phoned up and goes, "Can you pay my congestion charge, please?"
Right.
He
So,
went-
yeah, Keith
he goes,
said that.
Keith said that. Yeah, Orville
Yeah.
can't talk.
Well, he can.
should have paid
And can,
But listen to this. He goes,
and can Orville fly? Can we clear that up? He seems to wish that he could.
I think he does at some point. Anyway,
Yeah.
listen, he goes, "Can you pay the congestion charge?" And our friend said, "Oh, yeah, of course, what's your registration?" And he said, "Orville 1." But he was all angry, going, "What, you didn't even pay it? You said you'd pay it. It's Orville 1.
You can't say Orville 1 in an angry way unless you're talking about a fight
That
between
might not be
Cuddles and
true.
Orville. That might not... Well, that's it. Is that your legal... Is that you covering
Yes.
your back legally? It might
Yes.
not be true. You soppy sausage. Toby, we've kept you on the phone for ages, haven't we?
That's all right.
It's nice talking to you.
He drifted off then.
Can you see Emu now?
No, I can't actually, because he's out protecting his family at the moment. It's Easter, you know. The kind of kids get a bit excited around all the young emu eggs. So
Have you
he's,
cashed in over Easter? Do you, can you do anything special with it?
No, we didn't. We sort of just went to the Easter show here, so which is like a big version of the Kent County show.
When's it on? I might watch it. I'll Sky Plus it. Other things are available that Sky Plus things.
It's on. It's actually back on. The season starts again next month on the CITV channel.
All
So
right, I'll watch
it's
it.
back on next month.
Toby, it's been nice
have a look.
to...
But, we're doing a second series this year, so
Come and do
all
some
very,
stuff
very
with
well.
us. You sound crackers. I think
yeah,
it'll be a
I'd
laugh.
love to.
All right, mate.
Love
Well,
to come in. Yeah, absolutely.
thanks for staying on the show for so long. I found it interesting. I got a bit caught up then. Yeah, it wasn't too weird, was it? It wasn't like all like exclusive things that you wouldn't understand unless you were living inside my mind, was it?
No, mate, it was
Who are you
great.
talking to?
It took me
Just my
on this journey.
mind. Thanks,
I want to
then.
go on this journey again. Come on, let's do it again.
Toby, you must go now because I've got to pretend to be professional. It's nice talking to you, dear. Happy.
Bye, Toby.
Bye, Toby.
Take
Bye.
care. See you, boys. Bye.
Isn't he nice? I like Toby.
I can't imagine someone who isn't nice called Toby.
No.
It's a nice name.
Toby was round here earlier. He made an insufferable remark about my wife.
Toby Hatred. That's his name.
Toby Hatred, you vicious Nazi. Oh, worse than Mengele, worse than Hitler himself, was Toby. It was Toby who pushed through legislation.
In fact, you're like Joby, that guy we know. He's really nice, isn't he?
Yeah, it's such a
Toby,
lovely, round,
Toby.
jolly sound. Toby, Toby. Yeah, Toby's never going to... His house is never going to crop up under me. Not that Toby. That's, that Toby's a lovely fella. Let's just leave
Hasn't he
it.
just turned his radio back on? And all the air was you go, Toby, Toby, before you were mocking him.
I am Super Toby. Toby, if you have just turned your radio back on...
That's not what we were doing.
We were just saying that Toby's a nice name. We can't do the whole radio show from the perspective of if Toby's turned his radio back on. There's going to be human casualties. That's the way... Oh, we could have done our new item ghost. Let's do it now once.
Okay.
Come on, Matt. Where's the jingle?
Do you want some music first? Do you want to...
What do you think? What, to break up the thing?
know.
All right, well, let's stick a record on if you want. Why do you think you? Because it's been ages. That's the end of an item. Let's bookend it with a song. I believe that's how radio works. This is BBC Radio 2. You're listening to Russell Brand. Let's listen to what you're putting on Rolling Stones. Swag. Stones.
They do some sort of noises now.
Stones, Sway, listen to Russell Brand on BBC Radio 2. Matt in Watford says, Bones is very camp, and if you notice, in He-Man, Skeletor is also a screaming queen. Could this Skeletor link be a conspiracy? Cheers, Matt in Watford. Skeletor was not camp. He was intense, wasn't he?
I don't know, I can't remember.
Rah! He was furious with He-Man.
Wasn't there a camp one in Thundercats?
Snarf, the little one.
Oh no, he was too young to be camp. He was
You
a
can be camp
child.
from any age, mate. I was at it 4 or 5 years old. I was going up to all sorts. If you're doing a sketch show, says Bethan, can you dress Matt up as a mermaid again? I thought it suited him. You can see those photographs on Russell Brand website if you wanna. Matt, yeah, you as a website. You look lovely as a mermaid. Do you
Me
remember
as
that?
a website?
Matt's dressed as a website. It's just all noughts and ones.
Yeah, I do remember that actually. Very painful memories.
Why? It was good that day.
Bra hurt.
You look gorgeous.
I was in a tail that I had to hop in.
I thought that mermaid costume looked beautiful. Actually, didn't we have to cut it out of the sketch?
No?
Oh no, the Elephant Man bit we cut out of it.
Oh yeah.
Weird. My mum dressed up as grot
What
bags
was
for
that thing earlier we said about
What?
Elephant Man, John Hurt thing?
Oh yeah, yeah. Was John Hurt? Have you seen the Elephant Man? Yeah. Was John Hurt in that film? No, it was all makeup. My mum dressed up as grot bags for a fete one year, and her mate was the croc. It was really scary. I was 5. Mystery person says that. By getting 3 points for your 37, it's the same as doing 80 miles an hour. Why isn't the punishment proportional? Says Sarah.
What? Oh, yeah, that's true actually.
You could have been doing 80 miles an hour and
think
still got 3 points. Nah.
What's the bad
Really?
thing about points? It can't just be
Who cares?
you feel a bit...
Points mean
Naughty.
prizes. Woohoo! Get into the points. Points. Where else in life are points a bad thing? Nowhere. Points are fantastic. Get
They're
into
called
it.
penalty points.
But even then, penalty points. Well done. Oh, will he score? Yay! Penalty points. Hi, Russell. You sound like this is that thing. You sound like you're developing a Californian accent a bit. By the time you finish filming, you can sound like Beach Boy. I doubt it, Lynn. Because
Have you found yourself saying anything California IA?
You do a bit have to say bathroom because if you like,
Yeah.
I mean, I really persisted
I
with
still do that now for
bog,
being over there.
Which like this is so euphemistic.
Because you
about
realise
things.
how rude toilet is to them.
Yeah.
That's like going, I need to go and, it's like being too graphic.
I've got to go to the toilet. Yeah,
Because the
bathroom.
toilet is an object that's in the bathroom.
Yeah, and used only for defecation and micturation.
They also say little boy's room quite a lot.
Yeah,
don't
they shouldn't have that. Not with Megan's law. If you've got a little boy's room, this whole place should look like the Disney castle on a computer. It's a bloody disgrace the way you're living. Yeah, well, also, right, in America, because it's madly capitalist consumerist country, in restaurants, only tiny little toilet, right? Because they think, toilet, that's not making any money. So they like,
not true.
It is. I bet it's true, right? I went to this restaurant. the other
Tiny
day, it
little,
was
what, like
proper
a little
posh.
What do you mean, a little box?
Right, well, I went to a restaurant called Koi. It was pretty and posh, and like the women, it was just ridiculous, right? And like sort of went in there. He's all opulent and gorgeous and splendid, and like sort of you feel insecure in there, so you think, well, I'll be a bit arrogant, and that can feel bleeding insecure. Look at my hair catch, right? And then we're like,
That's how you feel. That's not.
No, that's what everyone. That's humankind's response, right? So then, but when you go into the toilet, it's little pokey, like tiny, like the door hits you when there's someone else comes in it. You have this difficult to wash your hands. You have to form little relationships in that lavvy to get through the experience. Oh, so much room in here. Is there? Oh, blimey. Yeah, so it's like,
I've been there quite a lot, and all the
what,
toilets
Los
were
Angeles?
everywhere.
No, you ain't. You ain't,
So I
mate.
have.
It's
I've been to
different
Los
there.
Angeles.
When?
When we went there, you idiot.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah. I
stayed in
remember.
Beverly Hills for 2 weeks, and I
Oh, yeah.
had a swimming pool on the
what
roof.
What were we doing? What was going on there?
Can't remember. June Sarpong turned up.
June Sarpong did turn up. There she was, old June Sarpong, up on the roof with us. Nothing
Yeah.
weird happened.
There was no small bathrooms over there.
There is, look, not in the hotel. Well, there is, and people will confirm that.
Well,
over the
that's
course of
because they
this.
don't make any money.
Exactly.
But they do lose money if you go, oh, the bathrooms are terrible at that place.
They've lowered the whole standard of it. It's the whole thing's the consumer.
You went in the wrong room. You were
Also,
squatting
they
on a
keep
cleaner's
mops in
bucket.
there. There should be and buckets of Jif. It was ridiculous.
And a cleaner was crying in there and saying, get out.
Get out, get out. No possible. Blah. I'm frightened, I'm
Racist
frightened.
stereotype. Mexican cleaner in Los Angeles.
They are. It's really racist there. Really racist. Which is,
Or is it, giving Mexican people jobs? Is that racist?
well, it is if they don't get no good jobs. That's a bit racist.
Yeah, I suppose. They're not going to be governor like Arnie.
Yeah.
he
He's
still
allowed it.
governor?
If you're from a Nazi country, you're allowed to rise up through the ranks. No, Austria's all right. Now, hold on. We've got all sorts of things. I'm trying to solve some sort of mystery. What is it? Oh, yeah. Look at this. Look at this new thing. Let's make Inside of You the UK's #1 single, says person who set up a website. Right. Well, yeah, let's. Nah, I don't want to have to do that because I'm only mucking about. I don't actually want to have to go on top of the pops, even though it don't exist no more, or anything like that, and have to be serious. Because I feel nervous.
Really try and do a record that you write the lyrics and do it.
I don't think I've just have no talent in this area. I can sing.
You can
sing.
sing.
a note.
You
I
can
can sing a
sing.
note. Oh yeah, and do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Did you
mate.
attempt to use your 64 voice over there? Did you go, well, I could do it in a few different voices.
Yeah, they said don't do the 64 voice. They said it was stupid. I said, oh, what about this voice? So is there something wrong with you?
Are you going to do the voice? After you stop crying.
They said it's the voice now. I'm doing it for you. It's time now for my new item, Gay. Where is the bloody thing? The jingle for it?
Oh, the pressure.
Come on, react to the world around you, mate. I've only got 20 minutes. We've got to try and ring up Noel Gallagher. We can incorporate that. Gay! Got an email here from Mark in Wales. He says, Russell, Matt and G, I'm an avid podcast listener. Do listen to the podcast. It's brilliant. I've been for a while. It's a bloody brilliant show. I need help, and I think my problem may best be solved in your regular item, Gay. A couple of months ago, I was looking for a website I'd visited by trawling through my internet history when I found that my missus had been looking at a lot of internet porn. Actually, I looked at my computer, right? I went upstairs and looked at my computer earlier. It had, we went on YouTube for, I can't remember what I was looking for now. It just Russell Brand. That's what I'm going to be looking at. But anyway, I went to type in Russell Brand, and it said something like breastfeeding and toddlers breastfeeding, images of breastfeeding, older children breastfeeding. So who's doing that in my house?
A woman who's probably, I don't know.
Why are they doing it? Who is it? It can only be, right, here's the suspect list. Sharon Smith, stylist assistant, breastfeeding fetishist. Lynn.
It doesn't mean it's fetishism, does it? They were just looking for a...
Why do you want to look at people breastfeeding?
Maybe they're running a community group
They're
for
running a
breastfeeders.
community group! What's
What
wrong
on
with
earth have you
you?
brought this up for? There's no way out of this, and I'm desperately trying.
Right, so who's done it? It ain't me. I don't want to have a look at people. I do. I mean, a lot of
You do have
children.
those blackouts, don't you?
I woke up and I'm in mother care in handcuffs. Look, I don't look at breastfeeding. I mean, you know me. I'm a very keen fan of the boob, but not. I try not to think of
When it's
children.
being used for its proper purpose.
Yeah, not like I don't. I try and forget that that's got anything to do with boobs.
There's a lot of women around your house of,
I
different
wonder what they're
ages.
doing. Who are these people coming in my house looking at
That's
breastfeeding?
quite harmless. Maybe they just need... I think it's someone
No,
who
but
needed
why?
a picture for something.
Who?
I don't know.
What would it be? We'll get to the bottom of this. Someone looking at breastfeeding.
Weird thing to bring up.
It's not that weird.
What other things are in there?
Russell Brand, Russell Brand, Russell Brand, Russell Brand. Just me, and then that. That's
Don't Google yourself and look at yourself all the time.
Google yourself.
You'll go mad.
YouTube yourself. Get so obsessed with yourself, think about nothing else. I do sometimes think about something else. Right. After the initial shock, says this lad, Mark from Wales, remember that he was looking at his computer's internet history. He was looking for a website he'd visited, he trawled through his internet history, he found his missus had been looking at a lot of internet porn. Nothing wrong with that. However, the porn she seems most interested in is transvestite porn. After the initial shock of finding the tranny porn, I think that might be a derogatory term, as I had no idea that she liked it, I confronted the missus about it. She says she finds the blending of the feminine with the masculine a big turn on. She says she only likes transvestites who are very feminine, not big hairy biker in stockings type ones, because it's like having sex with a woman but isn't really, and avoids the need for any sexual aids. We mean sexual aids as in vibrators rather than lethal virus. After watching some of this porn with my missus, and having dirty cuddles, she confessed she gets turned on both by the idea of having tranny sex with her, me having sex with the tranny having sex with me, all of the possible configurations. She said that it's one of her biggest fantasies, us having a threesome with one, and has been hinting about making it happen ever since. Well, once you've said it explicitly, the hints are superfluous.
Yeah, but keeping it, you know...
Keeping it bubbling up, keep it current. Hey?
Oh, who's making the tea? Oh,
who's going to do Lily Savage? Yeah. OK, just keep it on everyone's
TVs.
minds. What? Watching TVs?
No, TVs.
Wonder what's on TV tonight.
TV,
Whoa,
that's what it's
probably
called.
me in a bra. I'm really confused. Is she gay because she only likes the feminine ones and has urges to sleep with people who look like women? Am I gay as I'm slightly aroused by the whole idea? Because some of these transvestites are gorgeous in my view, or are we just a pair of filthy, disgusting animals who should stop worrying about it and just get on with it? Or should we refrain from tasting this forbidden fruit? That's Mark from Wales and his problem for how I'm gay.
Do it.
Get on with it, mate.
Yeah, who cares?
Get that transvestite prostitute round to your house as quick as possible and get on with it.
And ruin your marriage.
The marriage will be ruined. The marriage is going to be finished. But the marriage is over already. Now that we've said this on the air, and your family's heard all about it. What a sham it is. A marriage propped up by the erect penis of a transvestite prostitute. That cannot last.
I think that's good.
I think it's all right. If I was ever in a marriage, I'd like to be the transvestite prostitute.
Do you remember that Ladyboy bar we went into?
That was fantastic, wasn't it? Them were the days.
I was scared.
Yeah.
It was scary, only because of the...
How nice they are.
Yeah, but I think it was because everyone else in there was really old and fat, and we were young blokes.
Yeah, and aren't we handsome as well? So over they came, the lady boys. They go, oh no, I'm really good.
And all
Put
they
your
do
hand
is
down your
pull their pants down and go, look,
Touch it.
it's been chopped off.
Fine.
It's not bodged.
But it looks in lovely, Nick. Well, that's what I'm familiar with. I don't mind if I do.
And then they force you to buy drinks. It's this horrible machine, isn't it?
What's a horrible machine?
The drinks that you have to buy, the things that they...
Do you mean the vagina?
Leave it as a penis, boys. Come on.
That wretched machine chewing its way through my emotions. I like them.
No, it's a weird, someone comes to sit with you and then says you have to buy a drink, and then you get shouted at. Then
You're much more drawn to the lady boy than I, though, no? You said you don't mind
They
them.
were good looking, those ones. They were better looking than the women. Do you remember
women
the
prostitutes
sad
weren't nearly as
women
good.
walking around dancing with a balloon?
And yet us, out of our ridiculous prejudices, ended up sleeping with those ones.
I know.
What's wrong with us?
No, I don't. You wouldn't be able to sleep with a ladyboy. It'd be scary.
I'm too nervous about
There's always
things like that.
there's always some giveaways. You know, there's some difference.
Always some distinction. I mean, perhaps we should try and be more sexually amorphous, but I mean, I did that time when I was a younger man on drugs, did masturbate that man, didn't I? And I must say I didn't enjoy it very much at all.
But you were being filmed. You could hardly go with it.
That's true, but he weren't very attractive either,
No,
was
but
he?
those ladyboys in... Where were we? Bangkok.
Those ladyboys didn't even have a willy, did they? They
No.
were properly committed to being ladyboys. Well, all in all, Mark from Wales, I think, go for it.
We've all said too much.
Yeah, I think the real problem here is Matthew and I trawling the bars of Bangkok, supporting a sex industry that oppresses the world's poor. So, which is terribly bad, and we'll do something about it after the revolution. But until then, me love you long time. It's a wacky new holiday at the expense of people's souls. Well done. So listen, I think they should do it.
Yeah.
Do it and report back to us.
But do it in a way that you contain it. You talk about it before.
Keep it
'Cause
manageable.
It will mess things up.
It's going to ruin your marriage. Have you not seen the film? What is it? That's that film.
Star Wars.
Indecent proposal.
No, that one where I had sex with that transsexual. It really ruined my marriage. No, yeah, I did mean indecent proposal, as Mr. G said. It will nose up your marriage. It will.
But it's good that his wife's got that fetish, and she
It's really
can
good. That
explore
was
it
a great
together.
wife.
Yeah.
If I had a wife, I'd want to... Hold on, I might be jealous. of her wanting to have it off with a transsexual
No, 'cause
prostitute.
it's probably just a fantasy. It'll never
It's just a
happen.
fact. No, it's going to happen. They're going to do it. We've arranged it. Give us a ring next week. Get them in here. Nick, producer. Right, this is your
Let's
first
hook
phone
'em up.
call.
You can get transsexual prostitutes in any
We'll book them.
newspaper.
We'll get you a transsexual prostitute. Nick, producer of the show. Here's what we want to do. Find a transsexual prostitute for Mark. That's job one.
This is the way he talks to his PA. This is a real
Number
voice. He is
two.
not putting this on.
Number two, get a call into that
This is not the
person,
first
Mark.
time he's asked for a transsexual prostitute.
Number three, call your dad, Reverend Fields, and tell him what the last 2 phone calls you made were. In fact, get him on the line to listen to the 2 calls, you disgusting little disappointment of a son. You're a good
don't
son.
say that.
Oh,
He's
man,
the
I'm
loveliest
lucky about it. I love
person you
him.
could ever meet.
We've given him a job. We've taken him away from the BBC, get our own independent company to take over the show so we'll make more
That's
money.
not good.
We're
You
employing
used to
him.
Give me a job every 2 weeks because we used to get sacked that often.
That's right, mate. We did get sacked because of conversations like the one we've just had. Sacky, sacky! Off we go. XFM, remember that? Sacked for advertising crack. Off we went home in our little moody cab with a homeless man sat with us looking out the window, knowing that very soon the homeless gentleman would be the most salubrious of us all. Here's another gay problem that needs solving. Hiya, Russell, Matt G and everyone else there, says Shannon Haley. We want to know, Russell, who would you most likely turn gay for? A, Noel Fielding, B, Matt Morgan, C, Noel Gallagher, or D, self in mirror? Well, obviously D, self in mirror. If I could, like an amoeba, self-subdivide, have another me, I would have it off with that other
When I was
me.
a little kid, I did used to think, do gay people fancy themselves? But I was a kid.
You idiot homophobe kid. I always knew
a
it.
child.
You were growing up. Look at all that. That's institutionalised homophobia you
No,
had.
it isn't. No one
Yep.
had told me that. I just thought it.
Who was it? Bob? Sue? Which one of your parents? Which one of the Morgans institutionalised homophobia to you like that?
No, I just thought it's a childish logic thing, isn't it?
I wonder if you're gay if you fancy yourself.
You fancy yourself. Look, he's cupping his boob.
I will cup it.
He's obsessed with himself.
You should see me since I've been doing this thing called capoeira or something it's called. It's a Brazilian martial art.
Capoeira? You
Something
can't
like that.
do capoeira.
Oh, you want to see me, mate? Jenga. I do it with this bloke Alfred.
What?
I do have a bloke called Alfred who comes
Jenga?
round.
It's a game.
Jenga. That's not. It's a move from capoeira. You want to see me, mate?
That's based on, like, kickboxing and stuff.
It came from the slaves learned that because it was a way they could learn a martial art to attack the slave owners, and it still
Without
looked like
them
dancing.
realising.
Didn't know what they were practicing. Just well, there they go. They're having a lovely dance. Would you mind putting on a show? yeah, we'll do a show for you. So I'd go for me first. If it was to be a marriage, I'd probably marry Matt. If it was like a gay marriage.
Don't lock me into that hell.
Come on, we'll get a transsexual prostitute. It's going to be brilliant. If it was for just sort of like dirty sex, probably Noel Fielding. And if I wanted boring sex with a decrepit, wrinkly old man, it'll be Noel Gallagher. Not really. He's a
That's
lovely,
gonna get in the
gorgeous fella.
paper now, isn't it?
Good.
Your little rundown.
My rundown of who I want to have it off with.
No, actually, they'll leave
Self,
me out.
Matt, Noel Fielding for like a really dirty sex, then Noel Gallagher. What?
What?
What's wrong with that? Me and old Noel Fielding, jostling along, noshing away.
You have to get dressed in a hurry afterwards, putting on each other's clothes.
be-
No one noticing.
Be ridiculous. Hold on, should we do any more gay problems? Oh, this show's nearly over. I'm just getting into the swing of things now. You listen to BBC Radio 2, text
just
us.
stay on air.
That's true. What claptrap's on after this? Whispering Bob Harris. He's out of his mind. And he and Bob Harris will take over.
He's a very good broadcaster.
Of course he is. He's brilliant, and he's been brilliant for years. Old grey whistle test. Don't mind if I do. Now, come on.
Can you whistle blowing out?
No. No. I whistle sucking in. It's the future, mate. Get into it. What do you want to keep blowing out for? Suck it all in. Even
Got
my
more tone.
whistle's still
You sound like you're panicking.
gasping, asthmatic, shrill racket. Dear Russell, Matt and G, says Grant and Grant. Here's a question for your regular item gay. I've been working in bars for years around the country, but recently my boyfriend, also called Grant, I like that. That answers your question. Do they fancy themselves? Well, there's some narcissism to the Grants. Anyway, we decided to set up a business on our own. We've got the cash and the enthusiasm, but we want ideas. Where should we set it up? How should we decorate it? And what should be the entertainment? Is it a bar they're doing? Yeah, they're going to set up their own bar. What should be the entertainment? Yours, Grant and Grant. I reckon it should be like a big sexy bar, and it should have like loads of different types of sexy things going on, like sexy transvestite prostitutes everywhere. Not prostitutes, they're doing what they want for money and not for money, you know, that sort of thing. And a snooker. What do you think, Matt?
And a snooker.
Snooker, yeah, people play snooker.
Maybe it's some sort of theme.
What is the
Not
theme?
Sexual.
What's the theme then for the Grants?
I don't
Grant,
know.
one like I know, Grant Mitchell is a big East End style yob pub, like where they do Grant's gangs, right? And they get different gangs in. Puerto Rican gang one week, then it's like I don't know, gang of thugs. like hoodlums or something,
I'd
Chicago
go
gangs.
cocktail classy.
Boring.
Why?
What are you going to do in there? They won't even let you
I
in.
like cocktails.
Yeah, well, you drink them out of your cupped hand. Disgusting business. Look, should we put Mr. G on?
Yes.
Mr. G?
Yeah.
You alright, mate? Or what are you doing? He's in his dressing room now. Get him out.
Here he comes.
Do a line of cocaine and he'll turn up drugs back.
Okay, the poem is called Reunited. Back together again once more for the first time, reuniting match to fuse, license abused with besmirched smiles. Inside of you, CDs neatly supplied through. Points mean prizes mean fines to drive to organ grind you, a radio show to prime you. Lavatorial abuse splitting sides that confine you, put it all behind you. The fuzzy monster that shines through, slumping with style all the while Crimson cries true. Back together again once more for the first time, reuniting hand to emu, here to see two unrehearsed minds. Together in sync, stretching the brink, elegantly linked, confessing their worst crimes.
Mr. G, all on the mic. He makes it up, that boy. You can see him in the West End if you want to, and if he allows you to see him. He's so snooty these days since he's been in that West End show. Have a look on his MySpace page if you want to know more. Hey, if you want to see me in LA, you can't, 'cause it's all sold out. The LA gig sold out really quickly. I've been caught up in a storm of hype in there. I'm going on Letterman and Leno in America. Imagine that.
Don't blurt that out on the
I'll
radio.
blurt it out. Imagine how powerful I'll be then. Ha, 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 ha. Then some more delicious power. You
If
fools.
anyone who works for those shows wants to get in touch, I've got a few stories. Funny things to bring up.
Okay, so Russell, it's good that you sat down for this interview. Now listen, okay, so what a show it's been. It's going to be a marvellous show next week as well. Probably we will get round to calling Noel Gallagher. What else are we going to do, Matt? What will we do?
We will get to the bottom of
We will
all sorts of
all
things.
sorts of mysteries will be solved. We are going to finally get.
Marilyn Manson, get him on.
Well, I'll do it when we're in Los Angeles. You're coming out there soon,
I'd
are
like
you?
to meet him, actually.
Yeah, he's going to be lovely, isn't he? Imagine that. We can have that transvestite sex we've been dying for if you'll pop his cricket box on. Go on, tuck it away in your sandwich packet. Also, what else have we got to do? Have we got anything to worry about? Hold on, someone is coming. Says here, Sid Owen. Yeah, well, why don't we ring Noel Gallagher more? Sid Owen's coming in. Ricky, out of EastEnders. Sid Owen, imagine that. He'd be
What,
on the
on our
blow-up.
show?
He's coming along. Yep, that would be nice.
When are you back? Are you here next week?
Oh, no. I'll be in Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Oh, we might have to pre-record. We're going to pre-record. It's going to be a pre-record. We've got to pre-record it because this is live now, though. That's good, isn't it? So next week, all nice and good, isn't it? Lovely. You got something all nice and live, didn't you? Well, hold on. Let's just see if there's anything else that needs to be all sorted out before we go off on our little journey. Oh, sorry for touching that mic. Right, look at this. Kate from Manchester says, while at the gym this morning, I heard on the radio that Richard Madeley has been voted cringiest moment on TV when he interviewed a dwarf. Apparently asked the dwarf, do you find that people patronise you? That means talking down to you. That's nice. What a lovely thing to
Perfect.
say. Dear, yeah, he's perfect.
Perfect joke.
Perfect. Nice work, Richard. Where is he? He was meant to come on our radio show once. What did you do with him? Where is he gone?
On holiday.
Do you remember that when I threw that load of pistachio shells at the window once when we was doing a radio show and things weren't going proper? It wasn't to lovely Nick or lovely Graham and lovely Paul, people there now. There's some other fella in here
But how
who
rude.
ratted me out to the press for winning a cup. That little rat. Who was he? I remember him. Yeah, but he was not doing his job proper. I just lobbed some pistachio
Throw
shells.
pistachio nut shells and then wee in a cup. That's honestly like a little monkey.
A monkey would not be able to hold the cup while it
would.
wheezes. No, it wouldn't. I'm better.
Well,
You
it is,
show
yeah.
me the monkey that's as good as me.
That's why you
show
should
me
read
the
New
monkey.
Scientist. They once had this article about
Show me the monkey.
someone worked out that monkeys get embarrassed when they fall over and they look round to see if anyone sort of like noticed it.
My cat does that after he does a poo. He looks round to see if I've noticed it. Usually I have done, of course, because I've made him do it on a little porcelain dish, which I then display as art. And the cat does look embarrassed.
Where's his
after doing
litter
the
tray?
toilet.
I've never
It's
seen
in the
it.
garden. You don't need a litter tray.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just goes out there, he does it in the world. It's all right, like licorice, nice, fine, it's all right, perfect, lovely little fella he is. I miss that little guy, Morrissey, sleeping in my tummy earlier on. I stroked him, then I picked him up, got all angry. Don't like
Does
him,
he
he's
miss
angry.
you? Does he notice? Does
I
he
don't
notice
think
you?
he cares that much, really. I don't think it would be worth taking him to America because I don't think he'd like it.
The forms you'd have to fill in.
Can you imagine all that? It's bad enough when I have to go in my little special drug room.
You still have to do that.
Every time I go to America, off I go to that special drug room, sit down for a bit. Some of the other people there look a bit square. I think, what cool crimes have you done? Because that is as cool as my crimes. I was a badass.
I'd say they're cool.
Crimes are bad, especially Matt Morgan speeding away chewing through kids at 37 miles an hour. Evil, Mad Matt. That's what we can call your radio show if it ever happens. Mad Matt.
No.
The abuser of the law, highway code disregarding Matt Morgan, brings you shoddily chosen stuttery music hour after hour and hideous untrue revelations about sainted soon-to-be global star Russell Brand. Vicious
Go in
boy.
that little room.
Little
Go in
room.
the little room.
Okay, little room now. Right, come on, this radio show's nearly finished. Let's see if there's anything else we should be wrapping up. Right, so Sido in the coming next week. Let's try and get Noel Gallagher. You organise it, Nick. You lay about. Get them people and prostitute, all right? We will say that. Mark, come on, that's worth following up, isn't it? That's a funny thing.
That's good.
Get him on there, or Mark, we'll find out.
They do it, right?
Well, prostitution
then
is
they
a bit
report on
illegal.
it.
Yeah, because we'll have to sort of make it sound like
healing
illegal.
voice effect to them, so we protect their anonymity.
Protect that. And they should do the healing voice during the sex as well to take some of the pressure off.
Oh, that hurts. I'll do it now. We made a mistake. Our marriage doesn't seem the same. I don't trust you. Whose hand is that? Oh, God. Long nails but bony knuckles? I'm confused.
That'd be okay. Why not get Toby Hull to dress up as a woman? Get him to go around there, goose him up all nice.
Yeah, because isn't it always, it's not going to be so rude and weird if it's a little baby bird doing it.
A little baby bird, that's all right.
What do you say he makes cheeping noises now?
That's weird. I don't want it to. Meep, cheep, cheep, cheep. A very reasonably priced transsexual prostitute. Cheep, cheep. Don't mind if I do. It's Toby Hull.
And on that,
right, if you want, learn more about me doing stand-up in LA, if you're an American person listening to this podcast, because I need lots of support by LA, them gigs sold out really quick in like a day or something, so that's
there's
good.
about 12 chairs in the room.
Doesn't matter. From little acorns, bloody great big chestnut trees grow, Matt. That's what they say, ain't it? Right, if you're interested in what's happening on this planet, then do something about it. This is BBC Radio 2, online, on digital, and on 88 to 91 FM. Dub, dub, dub. Bloody old move.